At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance. We are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Vibra Live. Got a special episode tonight. A lot of rumors circulating around about the Matrix is coming to TitanX, one of the most exciting ecosystems that I've seen in crypto in a long time. There's so much excitement, so much building going on right now. And what a time to be alive and in crypto. So we got some special guests tonight. Let's bring them up to the stage. There's Facing Reality. We got Rags. And Roll It Thunder. What up, my man?
What's up, guys?
Let's go. What is up, dudes? How's life?
Exciting.
Exciting?
Extremely exciting. I mean, we should be in the bull run already, no? What are we waiting for?
Man, I think everybody has suffered for long enough. But the cool thing here is we are in that spot, man. We are in that pocket. We're in that window to where everything is turning around super, super, super quick, I think. As long as we can survive these next 90 days or so with the rate cuts, I think we'll be good.
Yeah, the infamous rate cuts.
Yeah.
What the beautiful thing is, though, that when you're in the right ecosystem, it happened to us in Hex last cycle where the market, everything was going down and Hex just decorrelated and just started pumping for weeks on end. And it was great to see. And it I get the same feelings right now where if the market goes down, it's like we're not even worried about it. There's so much going on in TitanX.
Yeah. I mean, and that's I think that's why we're here as well. Obviously it's why we're here. I had somebody reach out to me via Facing Reality here. And let's just say it's somebody that really, really cares about the TitanX ecosystem and community. And Facing Reality reached out and said that they want to build something to kind of give back to the community. And here we are. Maybe you could talk about that a little bit, Erwin.
Yeah, it was. I was contacted by a whale. He's been in the ecosystem for a long time, and he was observing the whole thing with TitanX and how the community was dealing with it and how exciting everything was. And he said, I want to be part of it. I want to give back to the community. Could you figure out if we may be capable of building something? So start reaching out, looking in other contracts on TitanX, taking snippets here and there, reaching out to teams that were capable of building it. And then in the end of the day, gave him all the information. He decided what steps we're going to do next. And then, we just went from there on. And now it's just, everything community-based. Reach out to people. Maybe they want to help, do something, build something, create something, be part of it. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, it's exciting too because it's everything lined up pretty well. Some of you guys know, some of you guys don't know. I launched buildthetech.com, and we're a full service Web3 solution for anybody who needs any sort of help in Web3 or even Web2, regular business. Do you need apps made? Do you need dApps made? Do you need website integrations? All sorts of things. So we kind of specialize in that, and Facing Reality reached out to me and just kind of brought this to my plate. And we're pretty excited to kind of show everybody what we've come up with. I do want to give a very, very special and important shout out to the Inferno.win team. And also I want to give a really big shout out to Jake Sharp. These folks have been very instrumental in helping us kind of mold our idea of how we wanted to go about this. And a lot of that intellectual equity was earned by those gentlemen. So, and we just kind of put it together in Morpheus. So I'm extremely excited about talking about that. Adam, maybe you can kind of touch on what this is. Maybe you can touch on kind of how this operates, and we'll kind of go in it, go from there, I guess.
Definitely, man. It's just, I've been here. People don't know. I'm sure you all do. We were here reading the white paper before TitanX even came out, and we were super bullish on it. So we've been, we were mining day one. We were excited about it and along for the entire ride, and seeing all the projects now building on top that have came along, and to see that everyone's getting along when you can incentivize people to build on top, and it's not just take from everybody else, all the good stuff that comes from it. And I haven't felt excitement like this in years in crypto, and it's so inspiring. I would never have thought a year ago that we'd be in this position right here talking about a new project that is launching on top of it. And the whole goal, I think, of every project at the end of the day is to get more TitanX off the market, lock it up, burn it, stake it, just do something with it. And that's, what Morpheus is looking to do, with the way it's set up is kind of similar to Inferno, I think, where you create your miner with TitanX, and then with that miner, 40% of it is going to buy and burn TitanX and DragonX, which is incredible. It's just, I think people are gonna be excited about it, and we should have. It's community driven too so far, from what I'm hearing. That there's not just a single founder. Is that this is a true community project, and that's good to see.
Yeah, the whole purpose of this was to be a gift for the community, and to also, instead of just sitting in the background, be able to actually contribute to what's happening in TitanX. I think that me, for example, I think that some of the FUD that I've seen out there that says, Brandon, he's just in it because it's the next shiny thing. I do want to point out, you guys can audit my Twitter, that I was probably one of the only allies in terms of big streamers at the very beginning of TitanX launch. And I made it known on Twitter. I made it known on multiple streams. People ask me all the time. I've had lots of conversations. If you just took a look at it and you understand that crazy things can happen in blockchain and cryptocurrencies and contracts, things get weird. You fix those things. If it survives and it does what it says it's going to do in the white paper, then it's going to be cool. And it took me, literally, guys, it took me like one or two pass-throughs to understand that this TitanX had legs. Okay. And it was me and a handful of folks that in my peer group that were saying, man, there's something with this. We've been following it the entire time. I've got a group that meets. We're not a paid group. It's just we hang out every Wednesday night. And Facing Reality can attest to this, and everybody else, dude. We've been talking about TitanX every single Wednesday night at 8:00 for the past year or so. So we're super excited to see the chart playing out exactly as it was planned to play out. I think that's super cool. So when I got approached with this opportunity to help out and then contribute and not just be in the background, I jumped at that opportunity, and I'm happy to say that this will be kind of one of the first public projects that my company is helping kind of bring to the forefront here. So yeah, we've got the white paper, and if you'll notice, it's actually not called the white paper, ladies and gentlemen. There's an element to this that I really, really like, which is the matrix. Okay, so everything that you hear out there, red pill, blue pill, okay, you got the white rabbit, you got all sorts of things. You got this overarching system that's oppressing everybody out there. The thing I like about Morpheus and the legs that it has as a meme is I think that it has the ability to even transcend the TitanX community and bring more eyes on the community. I think this can be something that people in Ethereum and other places can really, really relate to as a meme. I wanted to kind of get y'all's thoughts on that as well.
I think you hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
I think that this is especially in where we are right now within the world with the whole woke and anti-woke and woke on top of woke. It's it couldn't be more perfect, I think.
Yeah. Adam, what are your thoughts on it?
I like it, bro. Same thing is back in the beginning of TitanX. I read the white paper a bunch of times. I could not find anything wrong with it. The FUD that you were hearing out there was the lowest IQ FUD out there. Nothing, if you looked into it, was even, it was even there. So, and after talking about it and trying to explain it to people and like getting pushback on it and people laughing at the chart, oh, it's Zen 2.0. Look at the chart. Haha, you should have stayed in Hex and Pulse Chain. It kind of like, it puts like a chip on your shoulder where you almost want to almost prove people wrong that, this project is special. There's something here. And now this is like the ultimate validation, being able to be involved with a project that is going to help take TitanX to the next level. And with all these different projects that are coming, I mean, hundreds of them that are ultimately going to be built on top of it. Like, how much more exciting does it get from the ground roots? Everybody has been here helping each other. There's no fighting at all. And man, this is the perfect timing, and something special is being built in this ecosystem.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I want to point this out too. I'm not here to take, I'm not here to take anybody's market share or anything like that. I'm here to support you guys. If anybody knows me, anybody can reach out to me anytime. We could talk. I'll have you on my channel. It's not that difficult. I'm excited to be a part of this and help this move forward. I've got TitanX bags. I've had them from the very beginning. I've been vocal about that. People know that. And if this isn't for you, then just keep walking, right? If you want to FUD it, that's more of a reflection on what's inside you rather than what's happening in this community. So I completely agree with that, man. Everybody seems to be here to support one another, and I just want to play a support role. If I can help anybody, I will. If I can point you in the right direction, I will. If you need honesty and stuff, that's cool too. So I guess maybe let's kind of move forward here and just kind of talk about some of the key features here. And one thing that was important to me, I really want to, when we're talking to the people who are involved in this, it was important to really encompass the feel of what the matrix was. Okay. So everything that we did kind of tailored towards that. Even the red paper here, you're going to notice that it's written in the likeness of maybe a Morpheus and also maybe an Oracle, also maybe an architect, also maybe Neo. And I think that was important to kind of pull all those things together to really give it that feel. So, from a basic level, Adam or Facing Reality, you guys can kind of talk about what this is.
Yeah, so
Go for
I
that.
think, I mean, at the end of the day, we're trying to, like I said before, take TitanX and DragonX off the market. And we got to learn a lot from Inferno, from Blaze, from Hyper, from all the different protocols that have came. And just like with everything, things evolve and you figure out different ways to go about things. And I think this is kind of unique, this project, because of the mining period where it's done. It's there for 14 days, and then that's it. The supply is out.
Yeah, it's going to be, here's the thing. If you're not involved in the Telegram and things like that, you're not going to be aware of when this kicks off. And we're going to make it quick. It's going to be quick and dirty. We're going to get that supply out. The supply is going to be capped, and kind of talk about, you can talk about that, Adam, how that works.
Yeah, definitely. So if it's basically just like TitanX with Ethereum, but instead of ETH, we're going to be mining Morpheus with TitanX. So the more that people mine, the more TitanX is taken off the market, and DragonX too. And if there's less of it, the supply of this will be extremely scarce. So it's got a lot of game theory behind it, and I'm excited for it, bro. I think this will be one of the biggest burners of DragonX coming when that happens.
Yeah, it's cool. So we're going to take TitanX. It's going to be your starting point. You guys are mostly used to this. And you're going to be able to mint Morpheus with your TitanX. Now, we made this pretty extreme to kick in the whole FOMO feel. If you're not involved on day one, you're going to miss out on this. So you're going to take your TitanX, exchange it 1 for 1 on day one. The next day is going to be a day off. So you have a mint day, you have a breather, you have a mint day breather that goes for 14 days. At the end of every day, just very similar to the protocols that you guys know already, you're going to be able to claim your tokens. The interesting thing about this is on the second day, it's going to decay by 9%. Okay. So you're 1 for 1. You're going to get 92% of that you would have on day one on the second day. So every day it decays 9%. Now there's going to be mechanisms again in the contract that auto create the pools and then start doing some pretty interesting things here. So from the start, after the mint phase, let's say all that TitanX is finally in the wallet. There's a couple things that happen. 8% of that TitanX is sent to a no expectations wallet. Okay, that's the first thing. 20% of that TitanX is automatically sent to the DragonX vault. Okay, if you guys understand the significance of that, that's cool. So 20% off the top. All right. Here's the next cool thing. Of the rest of that TitanX, 72% that was left after the 20% and the 8%, 72% is going to go to a DragonX swap out of the TitanX DragonX pool. Okay. So we're going to have a huge purchase of DragonX. And of that purchase of DragonX, we're going to burn another 20%. Okay. So that's going to essentially be 40% of all the TitanX that's in that wallet is going to be burnt. And I guess the reasoning and the logic behind it from the people here and then the silent founder is we wanted to kind of for new protocols coming out, set a new standard to say, if we really want to be serious about getting TitanX on the market, off the market, then we have to be aggressive with putting it away for good. So that's kind of what happens here. So 40% of all the TitanX that is collected is going to be sent away. 20% of that goes to DragonX Vault via TitanX. And after the swap, the rest is going to, the 20% is going to be taken off of that swap of DragonX. So we're going to buy it and then we're going to burn 20% of that. Now, after that, you're going to have the Morpheus and DragonX liquidity pool created. That's interesting. So most of the liquidity initially, and of course, anybody's open to create pools with this, and I'm sure they will, but the primary liquidity pool is going to be formed with DragonX. Okay. So the rest of the approximately 52% is going to be sent to a buy and burn wallet, which will buy and burn. Mathematically speaking, I think that we're looking at least 18 months that buy and burn wallet should last. It could be a little bit longer, it could be a little bit shorter. That's kind of up in the air there. So that in a nutshell is kind of what we're talking about. Now, there's some pretty interesting features and characteristics that we want to implement within the TitanX community, and then also the Morpheus protocol moving forward. So I think that please have no expectations of that OA wallet. That's extremely important. But just to point out, there could be some additional interesting features that are implemented in the near future after this launch. Now, maybe you guys can talk about a little bit about kind of what happens if Ethereum starts pumping. Kind of what happens to the ecosystem, and then what happens downstream of that with TitanX and DragonX and all that sort of thing, and how might Morpheus, especially buy and burn wallet, be able to benefit from that?
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah,
think
just to
like
piggyback.
even
Go ahead.
before we kind of go that far, I think another cool thing that the way this is set up with just the Dragon XLP at first, after the first couple days, if more LPs are set and the price starts to fluctuate, it might not even be worth it to mine on a certain day because the price could be super cheap on the open market, or vice versa, or it will never be worth open market buying. So just that is going to be cool to see how that plays out over the first 3 or 4 different mining days. It's be really interesting.
Yeah. So you could buy directly off of Uniswap, or you could go mint your own tokens on the dApp. So what you'd have to do is just kind of calculate which is better. Now there's some interesting stuff that happens there. There's arbitrage opportunities back and forth between this, which will also create I think good volatility, and that will also, I think, allow Morpheus to kind of to show up in more places, especially places that track those sorts of metrics. So I think that's a really key feature that we'll probably go into more detail about as it comes closer. Now, exciting stuff here. Now, Adam or Facing Reality kind of talk about, and yeah, another part, we put in the white paper here, a whole section at the bottom, talking about arbing and what exactly that means. Here's what I do know. A lot of terms are kind of thrown around in crypto that people don't understand. And they kind of nod their heads and sometimes act like they understand, and that's completely okay. So we wanted to make sure that we have a place to kind of explain some of these functions, so you get an idea of how to play ball with everybody else, and not just kind of hold that information back there. So yeah, Adam, and yet talk about the what happens when Ethereum starts moving, man.
Yeah, it's kind of the thing that I've been waiting for, because we've been going this whole time. We're starting to see these coins pumping while ETH is doing nothing, and we're kind of just so used to that. But once ETH starts to move, it's like the springboard for all the rest of these ecosystems. It just all of a sudden starts bringing in a sense bringing liquidity with the price going up in value, which brings more eyeballs, brings green candles, brings vol. It's just that the spring wheel effect where you get that starting to move, the price starts going up, and it's just that catalyst that drives all of these prices to go up even harder against ETH. And with all the different pairs that are going to be here, I mean, there's just so much opportunity in this ecosystem. It's wild.
Yeah, and I don't think that people quite understand. They have a lot of people have like a short time frame here, a short time frame mindset. If your time horizons are 2 to 4 years, or maybe they're 3 to 6 years, and you're looking at the TitanX white paper, and you understand how all of this supply just decays into nothing, and it's going to be extremely difficult to get your hands on it. If you're a token or a community, or you're even thinking about getting into this, and guys, of course you can reach out to me, but I know that there's really awesome builders out there. I actually want to shout out somebody here real quick, and I want to get this right, guys. So shout out Bad Sports here. They've got accelerate.build, xlr8.build. Really, really awesome website. You guys should definitely reach out to those folks too. I think they offer building services. So here's the thing. If you can get in at the beginning and you can be a part of this, and you can kind of get a big old gulp of air and then jump into the deep end and see what happens, guys. This is what it's all about. This is how community's born. I've been through it. I understand it. I like the attitude here. It's a breath of fresh air, and I'm going to support people that are doing well for themselves. If you're trying to help yourself, I'm going to support you. And I don't care what community that is. I think there's tremendous upside potentially with this project, and all indications thus far is that's going to happen. So it's exciting stuff here.
Yeah, bro. It's crazy too, because just being here every day in the bear market, trying to be positive and talk about exciting stuff that is coming in the future, you can't help but run into the drama, the toxicity, and just the negativity that's around when you're in the middle of the bear market. And this community is just, it's a breath of fresh air to not even have to deal with any of that. There's so many people that want to uplift people, that are here to support you. And it's not like you put up a tweet and you're like, oh, great, I'm going to lose 10 followers today because, these people don't want to hear this. It's not like that. Everyone is here supporting each other. And I love it, man. It's the way crypto should be.
Yeah. Like take, for example, the guy that's at the bottom of the stream here, and he's got this weird toboggan hat thing on. Like, he doesn't care if he loses 50 followers for that hat. He doesn't mind at all, man.
Yeah, I think you could, the way the white paper is set and how everything is distributed, you can clearly see that it was supported by the community. So this was all broadcast out. We asked a lot of people how you wanted to see it. What do you think it's important? How should we go about this? And the fact that we're creating so much burn and buy pressure on all these tokens within the protocol will already tell you that this is all community based. And the guy in the bottom there, that's my buddy that I hang around with a lot, and we play a lot with AI, and we create a lot of cool images. And as soon as we sit there and talk to each other, we could go on for hours and hours and just have some fun on the screen. It's amazing.
Yeah, I'm super excited to I'm excited to let the community, whatever this community shows up to be. Maybe the market rejects it, guys. Maybe that's what happens here, because that's the name of crypto. I have a sneaking suspicion that that's probably not going to happen with these folks. If we can be a small part of the common effort to get this thing to where it needs to be, to get TitanX where it needs to be, I think that's going to be a win for the the person who kind of brought this project to life here. So I'm excited. And here's another thing, guys. If you got haters and you got people fudding you, the best tool that you have is the block button. All right, block them, keep them quiet, and keep it rolling. And you are allowed to like other things, folks. You're definitely allowed to like other things. So just wanted to point that out.
How dare you?
Yeah. Yeah.
Are they getting rid of the block button though?
Are they?
I swear I saw something where, they're deleting the block button.
Damn it, Elon. Don't do it. Don't do it.
I know, dude.
So
this world,
the world's wild. This white paper, you can go to morpheus.win/ Morpheus red paper. Okay. So it's Morpheus red paper.pdf. We've got links as well, Adam, in the description. Am I correct in saying that?
Yes. Yep. The link is in the description of this video below.
Yep. There's going to be more updates as we get closer. Hop in the Telegram, participate. I think it's really one of the ideas we had is like, if you want a PFP, you can put the green circle around it, but then you can hit up Facing Reality here or anybody in the chat. We'll create like a cool Agent Smith sort of PFP for you. So we can have a whole community with PFPs with characters from the Matrix. I think that's going to be pretty damn cool. Especially if you get a Twitter space with everybody in there, So I think that'd be pretty nice.
Dude, that's awesome branding.
It's already amazing. And green is my favorite color, so it works perfectly fine.
Oh, sweet. Yeah. Good stuff.
But the little green circles, even in the chats on Twitter and on YouTube, they stick out like crazy.
Yeah. That was a good move by, I believe Jake started that. So, and it sticks out, pops out in your timeline. It's really good. And I like the color scheme of Morpheus and Matrix and all that lines up with it quite well. And then there's also a lot of other projects that kind of use these similar color schemes. So there's like brand awareness intertwined amongst all these folks here, which is pretty neat. Good stuff, man. So
Yeah.
that's that, man. So, where do you actually see this? Actually, we have a question here. Bertram Mitchell says, is it too late to create a TitanX miner? Is it better to just buy? Yeah. So good question here. You can go to the TitanX website and it actually does most of those calculations for you. It also has caveats as to, what's more profitable or less profitable. But really, this is a play. I think I know that some people have started some miners recently because they're banking on the price of TitanX kind of rising up and then miners getting more active. You could front run that maybe, but just go to the TitanX website. You can go to where you create your miners, the miners section, and just kind of read that, and it'll make a lot of sense. And you can also hop in the TitanX Telegram and talk about that too with those guys. I think Adam's going to bring it up here, which is good.
Yeah, minus 51% right now. That's why I actually asked one of the alpha wizards that I go to, and I said the same thing. I got some ETH right now. Should I buy liquid or mine? And I was told to just buy liquid and chill for right now. So,
yeah, it's interesting too, though, because I mean, here's the effect. Like, I'm not telling anybody to do anything, but I'm saying that within a very short amount of time, Ethereum can push up, TitanX can push up very, very quickly. So, estimated ROI right now is minus. Wait, is this minus 93%?
This is a 28
I was like,
right
what?
here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you'd have to go max
So
if you're going to go.
minus 51.
Yeah. If you're going to go, you got to go max. But the question is, will it still be this? Because it does fluctuated quite a bit to the downside, obviously, at launch. And now it's kind of leveled out and pushing back up. The question is, when does it become profitable again? And the bigger question is, what happens to the ecosystem when it does become profitable again? That's going to be very, very interesting to see, especially when you have all this positive sentiment in the crypto markets, Ethereum, the others, as our friend Kris likes to say. So yeah, and yeah, there's another cool thing that we've failed to talk about. So we're going to put a leaderboard up. All right. So at the end of every single day, and this is based off you taking your own TitanX and minting your own tokens. This has nothing to do with me. I don't press a button to do it for you. At the end of every period, the leaderboard is going to update. This is during the mint phase. So you're going to be able to see the wallet, and you're going to be able to see how much TitanX that they actually have. So I'm thinking that, I know that there's a lot of human beings out there that are kind of motivated by that competition, so to speak. So we'll kind of see how that plays out. I have a sneaking suspicion there's going to be some screenshots shared, and there's going to be some speculation and all sorts of cool things there. And then afterwards, I think the plan is to also put a leaderboard up to kind of show maybe initially like the top 100 wallets, and then maybe we push that up as wallets grow. Lord willing, we get 100 wallets, which would be nice, and we'll kind of go from there.
Yeah,
man.
So I was just doing the math on it. 0.26 ETH gets you right now 992 million TitanX. So you're getting half of that, and I'm sure there's the bonuses and the T rank, but it just doesn't. It's at that point now where mining might have been a thing of the past.
Well, it depends. I mean, if the price of TitanX slowly starts creeping up and miners start showing that they're profitable again, when were the most hex stakes made?
Good point.
When the price is high.
Right.
And as soon as TitanX starts running and the price is going to get high, people will say, oh my Lanta, same with Hex. I'm going to send that shit out as far as I can. And if you make your miner now, you'll front run them with your T rank bonus. So if there's going to be an explosion of miners, might be a good gamble to create one now.
Yeah, a little speculation play there. You never know. If you've got the money to be able to do it, maybe, who knows? But that was kind of my line of reasoning and logic as well, because these markets can move quick. If we can survive these next 90 days after this rate cut already is kind of hit, let's see if the markets survive. I think 2025 looks really, really good for everybody personally.
Yeah, dude.
I mean, the end of the
it's
year
so
should
bullish right
already
now.
see some nice things, I think.
Yeah.
I heard rumors that they're going to have to cut over a point by the end of the year. So
Over
if that
a point?
happens,
Over.
yep, I heard that today. Yep,
That sounds wild to me,
that's
dude.
how bad it is. So that means
because-
that money has to leave money market accounts, because you're getting 5%, and now within 3 months you're getting 3.5%. I mean, you just lost what, 35%?
Yeah.
If for 40.
Mhm.
Well, and that's the problem, man. You push rates up, and it doesn't take much to reignite inflation, which, if they go up a whole point before the end of the year, that's kind of scary, man. Especially if you have people like Saudi Arabia and all these other folks who are, start taking supply of oil and gas off the market, and that pushes prices up. Fuel inflation, energy inflation really hurts. And in the West, it's winter time. So you already have kind of that built-in inflation too. Prices moving up,
Yep.
supply chains kind of get stressed out, and that happens. So again, I think leading all the way up to the election too, there's a lot of unknowns, but we're getting inexpensive money now. Yeah, it's very simple. It's a flat decay rate. So one of the first ideas that we had was to do a random rate, right? So you would take your TitanX, you put it in, you press a button, it issues a random rate. Now, there's advantages and disadvantages to that. I think the big disadvantage is bigger players who want to be able to come in, and they're going to put a lot of TitanX in. They don't want to press the button and get an absolutely horrible rate. Okay, and that just kind of disincentivizes people. But at the same time, you could put your TitanX in on the 7th mint day, and you get a 1-for-1. But we decided not to do that. We want to make it predictable so people understand it. On the first day, you put one TitanX in, you're going to get one Morpheus. On the second day, you put one TitanX in, you're going to get 92% of that. The third day, it decreases by another 9%. It keeps going and going and going and going. So that's going to, you will have opportunities. Again, you got to watch the markets here. You got to watch the price on Deck Screener, and then you kind of divide out and figure out the price that you get per TitanX, maybe the dollar amount, if that helps you understand the dollar amount of that. And then there's other things too. Like what if you're looking at the ratio of TitanX or DragonX pumps versus TitanX. So then you take your TitanX or your DragonX, you sell for TitanX, and you take that and then you roll it back into Morpheus, and you can mint there. Now you have that, and then you see that all the price is less expensive on Uniswap. So then you sell and you go through the whole cycle again. So there's opportunities for arbitrage during this whole period. And again, you've got volatility there. And volatility is good when you first launch, because that kind of puts you in places that you normally don't have across the interwebs, across crypto. So hopefully that makes sense here.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say that it's just like TitanX, right? The first day, your 0.2 ETH got you a max TitanX. The next day, that's the same. It costs you a little bit more ETH. So it's 0.2002, and then the next day is 0.2004. So that amount of ETH went up every day. It's very similar here with the decay rate, where you're just getting that 9% less every single day that you wait.
Yep, that's exactly right. Think that one good thing about this is we wanted this to be a positive reflection on kind of the reputation of the community. So we're very focused on making the front end look very, very nice. Okay. So there's going to be some really cool features on the front end. there's a couple little hidden surprises that I'm pretty excited for you guys to see here. And it's going to encompass the whole meme feel. It's going to be very well put together. It's going to look very, very professional. It presents very, very well. And then behind the scenes, 40% of that TitanX is getting burnt, which is tremendous, I think. And again, we kind of want to set the standard, which is, if you want a community support moving forward, then you have to be pretty aggressive in getting that TitanX on the market. And that's kind of the message. Not throwing shade at anybody before. It's just like, hey, let's progress. Let's keep moving it forward here. So especially if you have new mint phases. So let's get aggressive about that because everybody benefits. All their TitanX bags do.
And I think this could be, or maybe it is or isn't, I'm not really sure. But this could be the only one on TitanX that's going to have lock liquidity, no?
I don't know. And yeah, that could be potentially. I don't know enough about it, but I do know that LP will be burnt. So I can't speak for the other guys. They probably do, but that liquidity will be burnt. Cannot pull it. It's there. It's there for good.
That's perfect.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's literally is for the community. Everything is literally revolving on how can we support the whole TitanX, DragonX thing for as long as we can.
Yep.
The way the buy and burn is set up, it's set up in a way that the duration, there was more emphasis on the duration than the amount. So it would have long-term longevity. And then the fact that we are locking up the liquidity, there's nobody that can rock you for as long as the blockchain exists. This will exist. So I think it's a good step forward.
Yeah, that's a good point too. And here's another thing, guys. Because it's a community thing, it's just being served on a silver platter. Whoever wants to participate. All right. I think that you guys do really well. Just pay attention to Jake. He's the leader of this whole community. He's created this thing. He's created this movement. Continue to do that, but take responsibility for this, and you can take it any direction that you want. And I think there's a lot to work with here, folks. There's a lot of clay to mold. So come on in, have some fun with it. I can't wait to see the first couple people that change their PFP. That's going to be cool. Have the green ring around it, but we got some Morpheus folks in here. And then what happens in the future? That's neat too.
The meme ability, it's going to be funny.
Yeah.
Who looks like Agent Smith? Is that Jack Levin? I mean, who is that? Who could that be?
Nah, Jack Levin doesn't look that happy.
Good point.
So
that's great.
Yeah, good stuff. Well, that's that, guys.
Like
yeah, I mean, certainly join the Telegram if you've got questions. Cool. If you got suggestions, that's also cool. Throw them out there. Somebody in the chat. A lot of these guys hang out there. Take those suggestions, and then we'll kind of take a look. If we can make this better in any way, we would certainly love to make it better for you. But we're just going kind of with what works, what people already understand and know, and making some tweaks and adjustments based on what we think could do well. And I was going to get into the buy and burn wallet, which is the interesting thing about this is, like, if you can spread out that buy and burn wallet and be sure that the economic energy that's used to buy and burn Morpheus isn't too thin, but you stretch it out long enough, what you get is you get the opportunity of price appreciation of the DragonX that's in that wallet to burn larger percentages. So, and people say, oh, you got 100% of the DragonX in there is going to be used as buy and burn, and it's going to decrease at 5% per day. That means it's going to be out in 30 or 90 or 180 days. But no, it's not quite like that, guys, because it's 5% of 100, and then it's 5% of 92%, not 5% of 100 again. So that stretches it out longer. So you can play with those percentages a little bit and start to kind of see, all right, let's take a look at the macro. Let's take a look at where we think we'll be in 2026 and things like that. Like, how are we going to keep this thing going strong into the future and give it that chance. Apart from just people market buying the token, this is that kind of extra gasoline and extra juice that keeps things moving. So yeah, encourage you guys to reach out to us if you have any comments, suggestions, or anything that we can help out with.
Yeah, and so many people, man, in crypto are just so short-term minded. They're looking for that get rich overnight. How can I 1000x my bag? And honestly, that's the hardest thing to do. When you get into a, say you just tomorrow you find a random project that has a $50,000 market cap and you put $100 into it, and then 2 days later it's at a 300K market cap. You know, what do? Do you take half out? Do you let it ride? And then it doubles up in price. And it's constantly a mind game. To hold your bag the entire time is so hard to do. That's why you need to zoom back, step back, and create and treat crypto like an 8 to 10 year retirement plan. Whales only said it the best. That's what crypto is. It's an 8 to 10 year plan for you to retire. There's nowhere else you can make these kind of gains. You set yourself up for this first cycle. You come in, you get your bags packed, you learn, you experience getting wrecked, you experience huge run-ups, and then the next bear market comes. Most people never thought it was coming, and then you hold on for too long, and then that second cycle, which a lot of us are in right now, where we've been here all the way since 2020, this is where you capitalize. You understand the markets, you know what you're doing, you know when to take your money out at near the tops and when things are running hard. And this ecosystem is designed, I think, for sustainability and for growth and to build a community. It's not just these meme coins that are here tomorrow or here today, gone tomorrow, that you see on Solana and on Base and these other chains. They're not sustainable, but this to me is so cool the way it's set up. And you know, TitanX is going to be so scarce in another year or so. It's going to be incredible.
Yes. And you know, I'm excited to bring just everything that I kind of bring to the table to be able to help these folks out too, to be able to help, you know, I'm working for my own bags in TitanX. So that's what we're doing here. Grateful for this opportunity to come in and help out. You know, definitely guys, for all the other like builders that have been in this and really grinding the whole time, certainly default to those guys. If you need opinions or suggestions or anything like that, certainly come talk to me too. But I'm just here to support, help out as much as I can. And I'm excited. You know, I would like to see kind of people step up and just take this to some really cool levels here. I'm excited to see it. Good stuff, man.
Yeah.
If we have any questions in the chat, please hop in here. Shout out Crypto Compassion. Shout out Hex Monkey. What's up, man? Moontime incoming. Shout out to Hex Force One. Nice to have you. David Lee, Altcoin Chef, Sray, 0x, Bert. Nice to have you in here again. Godfather. Nice to have you here. Fast Abdul. What's up, buddy? Only Crypto. Good to have you in here. Susie Q. Outstanding. Altcoin Chef. Good stuff. Plexkin. Nice. Jake, nice to have you in here, buddy. Nice to hop in. Thank you for stopping in here. Tex Hex, good to have you in here. Tin Top, nice to have you here. Moon Mutt, Sandy Beach, everybody, man. Anthony Munoz, Mr. Rock Jockey. Yeah. So again, some cool, some different faces too, right? We're streaming this on my channel right now. So we're gonna get some different faces in here. And we're just kind of just adding new folks to this ecosystem and kind of using Morpheus as an invitation to do that. So good stuff.
Shout out Marco too. We don't
Marco, man, there he is.
Man, I tell him all the time that the shit that Marco took for talking about TitanX early it was just embarrassing to the Pulsing community. It really made me kind of step back for a minute and say, what the hell is going on here? Like, people are really saying this about Marco. Like, what?
Yeah. You know, Marco is not afraid to put his opinion out there. I think Marco's been through enough shit in his life where he doesn't care about what anybody says, which I think is very admirable. and I might be able to speak for Marco in saying that, you know, both Marco and I absolutely love Pulse Chain. It's our family as well, guys. And I'm not going to sit here and beg you guys for any sort of forgiveness or acceptance or anything like that. Here's the bottom line. You can participate in crypto, any crypto that you want, without being on social media. Can you believe it? You can actually hold a token and not talk to people about that. Imagine that. It's crazy. So you can hold Pulse Chain. Yeah, no, it's wild, right? But it makes it cooler.
I gotta take a note of that. Wait.
I know. Write it down. Get
Okay.
the tattoo, man.
Jeez.
So get the tattoo, guys. Like, this is cool. Again, man, that's the ethos. Support people who are supporting themselves, and that's exactly what we're doing here. And I was talking to Marco recently, and you know, he took a lot of the arrows. You know, I talked about it, not as much as he did. I'm not going to compare myself to him in that way. He really stepped up there. But you know, just talking about it gets you in trouble. I don't care. Nobody cares, guys. Congratulations for doing well, for building this. This is not normal, and I say that in a good way. To be able to build a community this quick and have this many people rally around it, that's a good thing, man.
It's an awesome thing. And Jake he's such a good person. He's still the same person he was before any of this. He came into this chat to say hello. I always see him supporting everybody. Anyone that tweets about TitanX, he's always liking everything. And not many founders do that. So you can tell he's still here. He's still passionate about it. And he's here to support everyone. And that just makes you feel good being a part of this. Makes you want to be involved.
Yeah, it does. You know, and to be very straightforward, I think I might be lining up a stream with him to kind of chat, and it's not going to be like, we're just going to talk about him. We're going to talk about the process and how everything has gone, and just kind of his thought process. We'll get a little bit deeper into things, but you know, I think I made the point at the very beginning. I didn't know Jake very well, and I think I made the point when TitanX launched. I'm like, listen. You know, my feelings about Jake, didn't know him very well. There were some things that honestly just rubbed me the wrong way about Jake at the beginning. And I know you guys are going to sit back and gasp. Okay. But I also admit I didn't know a lot about him. But I said, guys, I'm able to even separate at that time. I'm able to separate the person from the code. Okay. And the code was sound. And that was the point that I was trying to make to people. Said, I understand if you're not, I totally get if you're not gonna get involved with something if you don't like the person who's there. It's not that I didn't like him. It's just I think there was some misunderstandings between him and I. And I'm gonna actually maybe talk about that on stream. That's important. But there are differences. There's difference between how a person acts potentially, and then also what's in the code, because there's guardrails in the code. And it doesn't matter like maybe who's the founder is per se. If there's guardrails, then it keeps people mostly safe, I would say, not all the way safe. So you know, I'm willing to talk more, learn more, chat with Jake a little bit if he's willing to, and then we kind of go from there. But I wanted to address that because that is some of the stuff that happened in the past here. No, I didn't slam the guy. You know, I didn't slam him, but that was one of the pieces that I wanted to address there.
Yeah, and it is tough, right? Go ahead, Earl.
I want to say, I think what that went on for a lot of people, especially within the, let's say, the Hex or the Richard Hart ecosystem, they were so reluctant on change. Or when somebody else is going to create something that could challenge what they believe in or trust in. And we're slowly seeing that all go away. I remember to get back to Marco, when he was making those caps in the beginning. And then when he started to post a post about another thing that he created that was not Richard Hart related, it was like, oh my Lord, whole truckloads of why this guy's literally building stuff. The caps are freaking amazing. He's using his artistic freedom, and all we could do is start complaining. I mean, sometimes the world is a strange place.
And if they had just participated a little bit, if they hadn't bashed him, you know, hundreds of X's up right now. If they had listened to what he said, hundreds of X's up.
With Dragon X, yep.
Yeah, and this
Yeah.
another thing that's important, because we're streaming to my audience too. This is very important to point out. I actually have I support Richard Hart because he does outwardly support freedom and sovereignty and liberty. That's just the bottom line. I don't always like how he operates. Okay. I wouldn't operate that way, but I'm not him. I've not built what he's built. But when it comes to the law, when it comes to the Constitution of the United States of America, when it comes to things that are actually really important, crypto's cool, but that stuff's really important. He sticks his neck out there, and he's putting his money where his mouth is right now with some really high-powered lawyers. And guys, a lot of crypto decentralized finance precedent lies on the case that he is currently embattled in right now. That's just the bottom line. So I do not hate that man. I don't hate him by any stretch of the imagination. I do believe that he's going to come back and he's going to crush it. And we're starting to see evidence of that right now. So I want to be very crystal clear that that's not what this is about at all. But I am also going to participate again with communities that help themselves. That's very important to me because it's exciting. It's fun. It's cool to be a part of something, and it's cool to really take a step up and help out. So that's very important for me to tell you guys.
Yeah, bro. I think that Richard, he still has the image of a scammer in the public's eye. I mean, it's crazy. I never would have thought if we had said this in 2020 that going into 2025, the same sentiment of Richard being a scammer, still being shadow banned and put on page 3 of CoinMarketCap, CoinGecko, can't swap for Hex on Uniswap. I never would have believed that. And then throw on top that now he's being sued by the SEC. They're reaching out to Finland to try to get anything they can on him. I mean, how desperate are they? And
very desperate.
I just think, yeah, it's only a matter of time before there's a change in the administration there, a change in the way that they're going. And you already saw it, I think it was today or yesterday, where Gary just got blasted by Patrick McHenry, the guy down in New York City. I forget his name there, but he's a really cool guy, and they just blasted him. And it's
Tom
not
Emmer.
Sustainable. It's not. Yeah, Tom Emmer, and then another guy. I think he looks like he's like a Latino guy or somebody. He's super cool, and he's been blasting Gary for a long time. And they are definitely going to go a different route. They're going to become pro crypto. And I wouldn't be surprised if all these cases get tossed out. And just like that, Richard Hart is now a good guy, or they did him wrong. And there's now this pity party for, like, who knows, but it could change so fast on a dime. And we're so used to everything being as bad as it can get. I don't think people can even comprehend a world where we have a same shot as other cryptos out here, at least in the same platforms, and not being ghosted and sent to page 3. It's sad that we're still there, but you know what? That's opportunity at the end of the day. And people that are here now, congratulations if you just stay the course.
Yeah. And there's something to be said too. Like, let's say that Pulse Chain does well in the future. I mean, I would think that crypto founders from different chains, maybe including from this community, maybe they look at Pulse Chain and they say, well, you know, the infrastructure's there now, the technology's there. You know, we have things like oracles and basic infrastructure, and you know, we've got users coming in, we got high TVL, and they're going to look at it and say, hey, wait, why don't we, you know, look at Pulse Chain to start stuff too, guys? That's the attitude and outlook that you got to have here. Okay, that's so important. So you're so caught up in what's right in front of your face that you can't see the whole landscape in front of you. And we've got to practice seeing the whole landscape. And I think that's what this is all about. We create good things, we create safe things, we do the right things by people, this and that. It's going to work out here. Now, what did Hex Monkey says? I want to see Texan and Ophir come back this bull run too. Yeah, absolutely. And guys, the story is
get in line.
Yeah, story is not over. The story is not over, I assure you. So I agree, Hex Monkey. And then he says, you're right, Viber Finance. You'd think almost 5 years of uptime and no rug pull to convince people it's so strange. Guys, here's the reality, though. Here's the reality, too. Richard put out exactly what he wanted to get back. He knew that this is how he was going to be taken. And I think that was the only way for him to really cut through the noise. So he's dealing with that. He's going to be dealing with that for a while. It will slowly fade away. But that's also important to point out. I think it was very, very intentional, his actions and his behavior, to get eyes on what he has going on. And it would be interesting to see if those tactics shift here in the future after all this clears up. Very interesting.
And it helps for him that everyone around him is just falling down. So he didn't have to really do anything but just survive.
Yeah. And so it's he's created a revolution in DeFi. A lot of those ideas have been pulled over to this and others, and the community is the hardest thing to get. And just shout out to Jake for pulling that together extremely hard. I don't think you guys understand how hard it is. So shout out to him for that. He deserves a tremendous amount of credit, and just want to be here to support this community. Seems like a really, really good one. We've been watching for a while, folks. And here we are.
Rolling Thunder, what do you got? Any opinions, reactions? What's going on?
No, just super excited. Matrix is like one of my favorite movies. And yeah, it's like super sticky. And, TitanX ecosystem has like proven itself over time, what it's capable of. And, the future looks very bright for everything. And yeah, just super excited, for everything that's going on. I think we are in the right place, and this is just kind of the beginning.
Yeah. Love it. I completely agree, man. Josh Soul says, what's up, Josh Soul? Shout out. Looking forward to vindication and helping set better precedent. If not, raise the bar for better understanding of blockchain and crypto. Absolutely. You can't say it better than that, man. Thank you. And then Hex Monkey says, after the SEC case is tossed, RH is the hero of crypto and all his stuff moons. And I hope all crypto moons. And I think guys, if you put in the work, if you've suffered alongside your compadres this whole time, you deserve you deserve the oasis. You deserve Valhalla. So let's go to Valhalla here, guys.
I don't think we'll ever see a bear market this bad again, but I think this was intentionally done so it stays on people's minds for the future.
Yeah. Think so, man.
But awesome stuff. Well, guys, there's 86 people in here watching. Go join the Morpheus Telegram. It's t.me/Morpheus. I believe I'll put the link back here again. But go in there. We're trying to boost that up. We want to get as many people in there as possible. Get a big following, go and make some noise and see where this thing can go.
Yep. t.me/Morpheus win. Morpheus win. And you guys, come on, check us out. Let's you guys have suggestions. Let's push this thing forward. A lot of good admins in there that can help you out with whatever you need, guys.
Good stuff. Basic reality. Any last words? Anything we missed?
Be truthful and multiply.
Yeah, there we go.
Don't be fruity and.
Now you said truthful and not fruitful.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. All right, there it is. Okay.
Yeah. Everybody can be fruitful. Not everybody can be truthful.
That's true. Can we pin this? Can we pin that link in the chat? I don't know if we can.
How do we do that?
Maybe you can right click. Is there a way to do it in StreamYard? Or hover over to the comment. Nope, you can't.
I could star it. That's it.
Okay, got it. Might go to the top.
What that means. That's all right. Good stuff. t.me/Morpheus win.
There you go.
There we go.
Let's
Good stuff.
go.
All right,
Let's
guys.
end it.
All right. Everyone, appreciate you guys stopping in here, and we will hopefully see you in the Telegram with some more alpha and info in the near future.
Absolutely. Thank you, guys.